Many unforced errors from amateur players happen because their feet aren't in the correct position, which causes mistakes in their arm swing. Today, let's break down table tennis footwork. We'll cover forehand half table, backhand half table, and the transition from backhand to forehand. Let's start with the forehand. Often, during half table play, if you don't move your feet, you'll find yourself just reaching for the ball with your arm. This habit of reaching will cause your stroke technique to break down. On the forehand side, you should use small side steps to move. Let's look at a 2-point drill. Watch closely, you must move immediately after hitting each ball. Remember, table tennis is 70% footwork and 30% handwork. If you find footwork too difficult, you might switch to pips out rubbers, but be aware that short pips demand even faster footwork. So, what should you focus on when moving your feet? First, avoid a stance that's too narrow. You'll end up hopping with a hunched posture. Conversely, a stance that's too wide will immobilize you. The ideal stance width is slightly wider than your shoulders, with your shoulders roughly aligned inside your knees. Second, focus on rhythm. A 2-point forehand drill is the best way to train your footwork and sense of timing. Have a partner feed you balls to 2 spots, and break down each shot into a 4-count rhythm. The rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This drill is essential. If you skip this drill, you will struggle to transition to the next shot in a rally. You can use a robot for the 2-point drill, but make sure to internalize the 1, 2, 3, 4 rhythm. Why does amateur footwork tend to be chaotic? Let me demonstrate. During the backhand to forehand transition, many players can't get into position for the second shot after hitting the first. They barely manage to hit the first ball and are then unable to get into position for the second. The correct movement is, after the backhand shot, use a quick sidestep to find the forehand contact point. You must always use your feet to find the ball's position, that is the correct way. After transitioning from backhand to forehand, if you don't move your feet for the next ball, you'll be limited to just 1 or 2 shots. If those first 1 or 2 shots lack quality, you've likely lost the point. Understand this, forehand half-table movement isn't about stepping right for a ball on the right and left for a ball on the left. That's incorrect. Moving that way prevents you from recovering for the next shot, a common problem for many players. Many players' feet seem nailed to the floor, unable to move. The correct movement is, when the ball goes to your forehand side, both feet move together. When it goes to your left, both feet move together. In forehand half-table play, regardless of the ball's position, you must always adjust with both feet together. Don't just move your right or left foot to hit the ball, or you won't be ready for the next shot. Always adjust with both feet. For topspin rallies, though you might use a larger lunge for the occasional underspin ball, use small side steps for half-table movement. Remember, keep your center of gravity low and move with small steps using both feet, not single steps. A common mistake is hitting a backhand, then a forehand, and then stopping your footwork. The correct sequence is backhand, forehand, sidestep. By creating space with your body, your stroke will be much more comfortable. Backhand, forehand, sidestep. For these types of shots on your forehand, focus on lateral movement with both feet together, not single steps. Backhand footwork is the exact opposite of the forehand. If you use 2-footed movements on the backhand side for 2 different points, you'll be too slow. This is the situation that usually happens. For backhand shots, you must use single-foot steps. After hitting the ball, quickly recover to the middle, then step out again for the next shot using a single lunge. The principle for the backhand is, if you don't have to move your feet, don't. Large movements can cause you to lose your balance. Your whole body can lose its center of gravity, so minimize foot movement on the backhand side. Don't sway your body too much. Stay stable in your backhand corner. Let me demonstrate. First, try to use your body's rotation to reach the ball. Only move your feet when the ball is played at a wide angle. This will make your footwork much smoother. For the backhand, first establish a stable position, then use your body to find the ball. When you see the ball is wide, step out with your left leg, hit the ball, and recover immediately. When you step out, you create an opening on the other side. For example, if I step out for a backhand and don't recover, a shot to my forehand will be a winner. So, after you step out, you must spring back so you can reach your forehand side. In a standard backhand to forehand rally, a skilled opponent will attack your open space. But if you're pulled wide to the sideline for a shot, recovering to the forehand becomes very difficult. A good tactic is to attack your opponent's middle. This forces a backhand shot, putting their weight on their right leg and making it very difficult to pivot and move for a forehand shot. Once you disrupt your opponent's center of gravity, your chances of winning the point increase significantly. Remember, for backhand shots, use a single step to reach the ball. Then recover quickly to cover your forehand corner. Many players stand too close to the middle for their backhand, hitting the ball from their side, which prevents them from generating any power. You can only generate maximum power when the ball is directly in front of your body. Avoid hitting the ball from the left side of your body or too far in front of you. You should contact it just in front of your body. For a backhand, your left foot should be near the sideline, not too close to the center line just because you're afraid of a forehand attack. You're afraid because your poor positioning leads to a low-quality return, making you vulnerable. A higher quality shot will force a slower return, giving you more time to move. Now let's talk about the common problems amateurs have when transitioning from backhand to forehand. The first common mistake is moving your hand before your feet, causing you to reach for the ball. Did you see yourself in this demonstration? The second mistake is using a crossover step. Another common issue is that you just watch the ball without moving at all. Think about it, do you make any of these mistakes? The best way to train this, like we did as kids, is to make your feet faster than your hands. Start by putting your racket down. Have your partner feed you balls to 2 points, and during this drill, keep your hands in front of you and don't move them at all. Focus only on moving your feet, do not perform a stroke. Feed the ball a bit faster. Move. Move. Don't move. Don't move. 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 If you try to hit the ball, your instinct will be to rush and use your hands. This is a great method because it forces you to focus your attention entirely on your feet. Your hands shouldn't make any backswing or swinging motion. Keep your hands still and concentrate on your opponent's contact point. Then move only your feet to get into position. Don't be discouraged. Professional players train this way too. We use this drill to reverse the bad habit of the hands moving faster than the feet. You can't avoid this issue. No matter what rubber you use, long pips, short pips, or inverted, you must get into position to hit the ball well. This footwork is mandatory. If your footwork is poor during transitions, you'll either reach for the ball or fail to loop under spin shots. All because you're not in the right position. You should move into position first, then execute your stroke. Frankly, the common problem is laziness. The feet are undertrained, which creates a subconscious habit of not moving. You need to retrain your subconscious to be proactive with your feet, so they move into position automatically. There is no avoiding this. For any playing style, you must take this step. So, when do we use the lunge step? You can use it for the first wide ball in a rally, whether it's a topspin or an underspin shot. For adult players, the lunge is a great tool to defend the wide forehand. If the second ball is played even wider and you can't reach it with a lunge, you must use a side step, moving both feet together to adjust. For any ball you can reach, always use the lunge, as it's the fastest method. For balls that are out of reach, use the side step to adjust your position. Do you know why many players can't lunge far enough? The first reason is they stand with their body angled. With an angled stance, you can't reach the same wide ball that you could easily reach with a parallel stance. When your stance is angled, you will always be just short of reaching the wide ball. This is directly related to your foot positioning. For the modern backhand, some players even use a right foot forward stance for power. However, we recommend a parallel stance to better protect your forehand corner. That's the first issue. The second is putting all your weight on your right leg, which is a very common mistake. With your weight on your right leg, your next movement is dead. It's like someone is holding you down, and you can't push off. You can't initiate the step because you have to shift your weight to the left foot first, which is too slow and adds an extra step. You should keep your right leg relaxed. It should be light on the floor, not planted firmly. Keeping your right leg light makes you more agile. If it's planted, you're stuck and have to shift your weight before moving, which makes you slower. When playing a backhand, your left side should be stable and supporting your weight, while your right leg is always ready to initiate movement. Do you understand the role of this leg? That's the second point. The third point, when transitioning from backhand to forehand, many players take small steps out of habit, because we walk with small steps in daily life. So when you move from backhand to forehand, you might be moving, but your step is not big enough. To be effective, your right foot needs to land near the middle of the right half of the table, right where my racket is positioned. You must practice this big lunge from backhand to forehand. When you plant your right foot, make sure you step far enough to create a wide, stable base between your inner thighs. To do this, you need to develop the leg strength to explode from a compact ready position into a wide stance. Otherwise, you simply won't be fast enough. The fourth problem is that some players take a lunge, but they move their left foot first, then their right. This is too slow. The right foot should push off, driving the left foot. Look, the right foot pushes, and the left foot follows. The movement should be a direct step with the right foot, with no extra preparatory steps. The reason many players are slow is they move their left foot, then their right. This left-right sequence is too slow and makes you late. You've added an extra step. Your footwork shouldn't be choppy. The right leg must drive the movement of the left. It should be the right leg stepping out, with the left leg following. Not a left then right, two-step movement. The moment you move your left foot and wait for your right, the ball is already past you. You won't even be on time for underspin, let alone topspin. The correct initiation is the right leg driving the left. If you lead with the left foot, your left-right rhythm will be too slow. Let me demonstrate with a topspin ball. Watch my legs and see how I'm on time for the shot. Let me give you some homework. First is the small bounce step, which is a mandatory part of our training. Keep your center of gravity low and stick your hips out. Lower your center of gravity. This drill serves two purposes. It trains your balance and improves your reaction time to sudden changes in speed and placement. We practice this drill every single day. stay on the balls of your feet, be light, keep your center of gravity low and leaning forward. Practicing this will be extremely beneficial for your ankles, knees, and overall ability to initiate movement. The second drill, and one of the toughest, is the 2-point forehand movement. Practice this by counting out the rhythm for every shot. Use the 1, 2, 3, 4 rhythm, starting slow and increasing the speed. In this exercise, do not focus on your hand. Good hands don't automatically create good feet. You must train your footwork according to this 4-beat rhythm. Once you've mastered this rhythm, you'll intuitively know on which beat to move your feet and on which beat to hit the ball. Only after that should you worry about forward, backward, and other movements. To summarize, the small bounce step is for improving your reaction and start speed. And the 2-point drill is for developing the coordination, rhythm, and timing between your feet and your hands.